Hi guys, I'm the British WW2 man, and today I got a video on my First World War Royal Artillery Captain's uniform. Before I start on undergarments, let me just say that every single soldier that fought for the British during the First World War would have been issued one of these, or a pair of these. These are disc tags, and therefore if you get killed, what you do is someone to come along, cut this off, take this away. This will be sent to your family with a letter. This will be left on your body, and then that way the grave diggers would know who they're burying. And it says your name, your religion, and your serial number. This is my Second World War ones, but the First World War ones are literally exactly the same. Now let's start with the undergarments. First off, you almost certainly would be wearing a pair of these, which are long johns, because the uniform is incredibly itchy, and if you wouldn't, basically, unless you're incredibly hairy, it would rub your skin raw, because it's raw serge, so, which is just 100% wool, and so you'd be wearing these underneath your trousers. And I'm going to work from the inside out and from the bottom up. Now secondly, you want a decent pair of socks, because, well, if you don't have a decent pair of socks, you're going to get your feet wrecked by the boots. So here's a pair of my socks that I use. I would show you the pair that I normally have, but I can only find one of them at the moment, so why show and I'll one in the video. So yeah, they'd wear these and on their feet, obviously. There are several styles of shirt that were used during the First World War by officers, so I'm just going to show you one version that I use. This is just a simple shirt. So yeah, you wear that underneath your tunic, and you possibly might wear a vest underneath, depending if you wanted to, just to make it a little bit warmer, especially if you're on the Western Front. It would be quite cold when it got into the autumn months and in the winter. So yeah, around the neck you would be wearing a tie like this, and out here it is done up. So yeah, and that would go on around the collar like this. So that's the shirt done. By the way, this style of shirt overtook the previous style of shirt, which was, I believe, a collarless shirt, similar to this type here. Now we got the boots. These are a pair of Second World War ammo boots, but they're very similar to the boots that were worn during the First World War. Just the only difference was that First World War boots were brown, these are black. I need to acquire a pair of brown ones, but these will have to do until I've managed to acquire them. So they got 12 hobnails on the bottom, I think, and they got a heel plate here and toe plate here. These quite tough. These are guards ones, ex-guards ones, and what the guards used to do is they still do is they cover these in beeswax, and they then melt the beeswax. That helps keep a really lovely shine, but it makes them as tough as wood. That's me tapping leather, not metal. So yeah, they're those. With my uniform, I don't really need these, but these were used by officers. These are puttees. You'd have two of these, and they'd wrap around the top of your boot and your trousers, stop your bootlaces flying around and you tripping over them whilst you're in combat, or going up the side of your trouser leg or things like that, and to stop the trousers from flapping around and getting in the way. So they were issued with these, they're called puttees, and the real ones were 9 feet long, I believe. This is the 1970s one, because the British Army went back into using puttees in the 1970s, for some obscene reason. And so this is a good enough replica of one, but not as good as the proper 9 foot long one. That's what it looks like when it's all wrapped up, and I don't need them for the uniform that I'm doing, because it just wouldn't be worn with it, because blue on, or khaki on blue, it stands out a bit much, would look a bit silly.